How's it going, guys? Welcome to Onslaught Reviews. My name is Adam, and today we're talking about The Lion King. Alright, so first off, I wanted this movie to be good. I've been a fan of The Lion King ever since I was a kid when I first seen it. I love Disney movies, and The Lion King was my kind of be-all, end-all as a kid. I love that movie, and I still love it to this day. It's a timeless movie, and I love it. So, it legitimately pains me to have to sit here and tell you guys that I didn't enjoy this movie and have to go into detail about why I think this movie is a failure, which it absolutely is. So, I'm going to try not to go on too much of a tirade. I'm going to try and boil this down to two basic things, because we all know the story about The Lion King, but there's two main things that kind of coalesce with each other that really just disappointed me with this movie. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I really didn't appreciate was how they handled the songs. It really feels like they didn't take any effort to try and make them memorable, and they should be very memorable, Songs like, Just Can't Wait to Be King, or, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? All these are memorable songs, and it feels like they just kind of recorded them, and there's no weight to it, there's no emotion to it. And specifically with Just Can't Wait to Be King, think back to the original. The movie itself is very colorful and bright, but when that song kicks in, the colors, they go into overdrive, and it's so awesome, and it's memorable, and it's such a cool scene, and it's just great. But in this movie, it's just kind of Simba and Nala just kind of walking through, the jungle, going to the watering hole, and, there's some animals there, and they don't really dance, they just kind of move around and stuff, and it's just kind of bland. And then, not to mention, my favorite song from The Lion King is Be Prepared, the song that Scar sings to the hyenas, and that whole vibe, it's a very big, ominous song, and it's so memorable, and, the visuals are so striking, and they absolutely butchered it. Like, there's barely even a song. Like, he kind of starts to kind of rhyme bits and pieces and kind of like half sings it. It actually feels offensive to me to have to sit there and watch it knowing I just watched the original and just, it's just so good. And the funny thing is I heard a rumor that they weren't even going to put that song in the movie, that they were just going to cut it out. And at first I was like, well, that seems like a big insult. But honestly, what they did to the song is even more insulting. It would have been better off if they would have just cut it and just had him give the hyenas kind of a generic kind of speech, and just, have the camera like zoom in on his face and be like, be prepared. That would have been better than what they gave us in this movie. And it kind of goes on with all the songs. I mean, I know everyone loves Hakuna Matata and all that kind of stuff. I never got into it. That was, I guess, was okay, but honestly, throughout the whole movie, the songs nothing popped out, and that was a big letdown for me. Another thing that really kind of bummed me out with this movie is the performances all around were just entirely bland and didn't have any life to them. There was no emotion, no passion to these performances, everywhere from, young Simba, just nothing there. And then, when he grows up, there's still nothing much there. It all just seems like, you know what it is? It seems like they pulled out the original script, dusted it off, handed it off to some writer, and we're just like, just make some tweaks, and then gave it to the cast, and had them do a couple takes, and they're like, alright, that's good. Because there's no weight, and the way they handled Scar, I mean, I'm sure the actor who played him is a good actor. I can't remember his name, but I know he's a good actor. I've seen him in a lot of cool stuff. But he didn't bring anything to the role. It was just unbelievably bland and just unmemorable, just completely forgettable, and it was just really disappointing because, I mean, I hate to just keep on making those comparisons, but it was done so much better in the original. And they're trying to make this movie like verbatim to the original. They don't make any changes to make it new. They just kind of recycle what was done back in 94. Yeah, 94 was when the first one came out. And just expect us all to just enjoy it and accept it, because, we all had our member berries today, and frickin', I remember. And I'm not buying it. I don't eat member berries. I'm all about nostalgia, but you gotta give me something more. So the performances for me were just lacking entirely. Overall, my issues with this movie has to do with the photorealistic CGI aspect of this movie. Now, granted, it does look good, but here's the thing about it. You can't properly convey the right emotions and feelings through an animal's eyes when you're going photorealistic. There's a reason why it looks so good when it's animated. You can exaggerate facial, features and stuff like that, and you can actually make, a little lion cry. Animals just don't cry, but in the original, when Simba, finds his dad dead, and he thinks that he's the cause, you start seeing tears, and you feel that, you feel that anguish when Scar's, doing his devilish, self, you feel that kind of like, oh man, he's fucking bad, But with this, it's nothing, because you can't feel that emotion, you can't see it, it's just, dead eyes from animals, because they can't properly convey emotion, I see more emotion from my cat than I saw from the animals in this movie, and that's kind of insane, And the thing is, they can't, it's hard to fix that, because you can't, with photorealistic stuff, you can't make those animals, look frickin', big eyes and stuff like that. I mean, you could, but it'll be just way too weird, and it'll be very, like, uncanny valley, and it'll scare more people than it'll endear, you look at frickin' a lion, with big bulging eyes, giving, emotion with, that photorealistic, CGI kind of technique, it's gonna be just unbelievably weird, and just, it's not gonna be right, and yeah, it's just terrible. Okay, so, all that aside, obviously, I can't recommend this movie, but what I can recommend is that you save your money, or go out and buy this, go and buy the original Lion King, if you don't already have it, put it in, watch it, and enjoy it, because it's the same story. You don't need to go see this movie, because they didn't change anything, and the little bits that they did change are non-consequential. It doesn't matter, frickin', we don't need the little bit of backstory about why Nala frickin' decided to go out and try and find help. We already know why, because the Pride Lands suck under Scar's rule, and frickin' we don't need that little bit of backstory. It's unnecessary. So, do yourself a favor. If you haven't seen this movie yet, just don't. Go watch the original Lion King. You will be fine. And if you have, I mean, here's the thing. If you like this movie, fine. Everyone likes what they like for different reasons, but ask yourself a question. Do you like it because you just genuinely like it? Or are you just remembering the bits from the original Lion King and imprinting them onto this movie? Because it almost caught me. There was a couple of scenes where it did feel kind of emotional, but then I remembered that I just watched Lion King, and I was just remembering how good it was in the original. And I had to catch myself. I was like, nope, I know what you're doing, Disney. And, that's that. And, and frickin', one more thing. Disney doesn't care if we like the movie or not. Because all they care about is getting your money. That's all they want, That's why they keep on shoveling out these remakes after reboots and all this kind of stuff. Because they have all the money, and they just want to keep pushing this product, and like, here, you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? And we keep gobbling it up. And what's crazy about it is, before I watched The Lion King, they played the teaser trailer for the live-action Mulan movie that's going to be coming out next year. And here's the thing, is that looks really good. just based on the little bit I've seen, it looks really good, and I heard that they're going to be doing something different with it, and I hope so, because, honestly, these movies could do good with live-action remakes, but you gotta frickin' take the story and do something new with it. You know, you can't just keep recycling things and expecting people to like it. You know, some people will and some people won't. And obviously, you know, Disney doesn't care because we're gonna keep shelling out money for them anyways. It's that stupid meme, the "take my money now" meme. Disney already has all of our money, but please, you know, I'm sorry. I keep on ranting. I'm done. Okay, so, overall, yeah, didn't like the movie. Much prefer the original. Just go watch the original, you'll be fine. I'm gonna give the 2019 Lion King remake 2 stars, and that's pushing it. Well, alright guys, so that's it for me. If you guys like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the fun, you know, YouTube stuff that, you know, helps my channel out. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button, click that little bell icon right next to it, you know, so you don't miss any of my reviews. I don't post too often, you know, it's at least 1 to maybe 2 videos a week, so I'm not going to blow up your feed. So, what else? If you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, my handle is Adam_Onslaught1. And get ready for next week for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new one from Quentin Tarantino. I'm really excited about that one. So, you know, yeah. Later, guys.